we'll see the futures, right? Future of network, which is kind of mobile computing techniques, future in mobile computing, you can say. Then we'll talk about why computer networks, types of internetworking devices, application of networks, challenges, and future scope. So today we are going to talk about computer networks, and we are going to talk about challenges. We are going to talk about some of the applications, right? And how the things get started from the beginning. So you can see on the screen that in an ancient period, we have different methods for communicating, right? So you can see over here that we are communicating like this way, right? We have a runner, we having a runner that will move around the place and will reach as soon as possible, right? Then we make use of pigeons also in past, through which we can able to communicate our message from over a distance, for long distance communication, right? And the interesting part is over here you can see that these pigeons, they can travel up to 1600 miles, and they can come back to their place even and with the speed of 60 miles, right, per hour. So you can see this technology is very fast, and even this technique is used in Second World War, right? Yeah, so they have used in World War, since you can understand that this is very secure method for transmitting the information from one place to another place, right? Then this postal way of communicating is there. Then we have a letter in which we have an envelope. Envelope is again uh, detailed with information, right, where the source and the destination address is written, and then we will simply post it, right, in this letter box. And over there, then there is some methods. There will be a post office, then it will reach to, like this way it will travel, and then it will reach to your home, right, as per the details you have mentioned over the envelope, right? Now after this we have an electronic mail. So this is an mail we are communicating. But once uh, things, the computers, they come in picture, then we have the latest mail through which we are communicating, that is electronic mail. In this manner we have transformed from one way of to another way, right? And finally we are reaching to this one. And even we have other methods also, we are trying to do that, right? uh, Moving to the next slide, right? uh, this is one of the application, as you can see over here, which is talking about how we could able to uh, communicate, or how we can able to uh, capture the data from one place, right, through some equipments like this audio video recording equipment. Then what we can do is we can convert it into some kind of recording memory, right? We have some memory over here, and then, or we can also communicate it with some kind of internet protocol, with some kind of cables, satellite, over air, right? And then we could able to see at the place where we are, or where we want to see it, right? So this is also one kind of one application, you can say, of networking, where we can make use of uh, things which we have, and we can communicate, right, over a distance. So moving further with this, I hope you have already seen this thing, right? So this is a course detail, where we are talking about, we having 3 lectures and 2 practical, and you can able to communicate with this email ID, right? And this is the name of the book. I just want you to take a screenshot of this PPT particular slide, and where we are going to talk about a book which is Computer Network Tannenbaum, we are going to read this book, and this is a syllabus book. So I just want you to just take a screenshot, or you can note it down, right? So you can see over here, this is how the book will look like. This is your textbook one. We having different edition, right? So you can go with edition, new edition, and this is frozen and named as data communication and networking, which is a reference book for you, right? So I have the soft copy of these two books. I am definitely going to share with you. If you want a hard copy, you can purchase it from Amazon or Flipkart also. Even you can get it from the library. We have lots of books in the library also, right? So talking about schemes and syllabus, you can see we have this particular BTCS 503-18. Sorry, uh, this one, right? 504-18. That is a core course, and this is your computer network, name of the subject. We having 3 lectures, and we having internal 40, external 60, total of 100, and the credit is 3, right? So why we are studying computer network? First of all, right, this question may come to your mind, that how it will be useful for your career point of view, right? So these are the multiple dimensions, multiple fields over where once you get competent enough for your networking concepts, then you would able to apply for, you would able to make use of these concepts and make your profession in this direction. Like you could able to become a computer network administrator also, or you can become a computer network manager, right? You can become a programmer, network programmer. This is in great demand, right? You have to maintain the network applications and all. So this is about something about the concept of sockets, where we are connecting ports and IPs together and they are working, right? Then security, network security, that is also needed. As we know that if until and unless a system is not secure, then it is not reliable to use, right? So we need a secure system. So definitely we need to uh, put a layer of security over it. So that's why we are saying uh, we need a network security in charge, who has a depth knowledge of networking first of all. Then only they can make a protection for that, right? Then other dimensions are also there, like you can become a service technician, you can become a network technician, and many more. Then after then you can move towards the more dynamic application like mobile computing, or you can go for cloud computing, right? Nowadays these all are the concepts which are connected, right? Even one more technology that is coming in picture nowadays, that is known as software defined network, SDN, right? And one more is there, that is blockchain. So all these concepts are connected, and in their core, the concepts of networking will work. So try to understand that that's why it is a professional core subject. And if you understand this subject properly, then definitely it is going to work for mobile computing. It will help you to understand cloud computing, software defined networking, and in future when you learn this blockchain technology, that will also, right? Yes, any doubt till now? If you want to ask something, you can ask. Yes, anyone? Any doubt? Is it clear, class? Okay. So you can see over here the objective of computer networks. which basically talks about that what is networking and how it is basically uh, move around us, how we are connected with each other, and uh, the way we are communicating to the world, right? So networking is about making connections, right? It is making connection between two or more than two devices. And why we want to do that? In order to communicate, in order to transmit our information, in order to transmit data from one place to another place, right? So that's why I have told you that how we are doing in the recent period. In our ancient period, we are trying making use of some kind of force. We are making use of humans. They are traveling from one place to another place, and it took many time. It took more time to reach them, right? Then there is a fast method like pigeon. We are making use of them, and they are fast. But again, some problems are there, right? And then it moves to the letterbox. Then we are having email and other method also. We are different, many application has been designed, such as you can see we having making use of WhatsApp, right? This is a kind of again a medium through which we can message from one place to another place. So all in all, what I want to say is networking is nothing but uh, to make connections, right? And making connections means we can able to reach to as many people or as many computer that we want to communicate, right? So networking with single device is nothing, is not so useless, is not so useful. And that's why we are saying that if we have two or more than two computers, if they are connected, right? So it will form a network, right? So what is networking? And you can see over here in the right side, there are few systems, computers which are connected. They are connected with some kind of wires, right? Or some kind of wireless medium, right? That we'll talk later on what are the different types of medium. But yes, we having these two category, that is wired and wireless. And we can able to make these two category to connect these nodes with each other, right? So a computer network or a data network, you can say, since we are sending our data, so we can say it as a data network, is a telecommunication network that allow computer to exchange data, right? So in computer network, we are saying that network computer devices pass data to each other along data connection, and data is transferred in a form of packets, right? So there are many things that we have to discuss. What is a packet, first of all, right? Why we are calling it a packet? All these things we will discuss. Since today is a lecture zero, so I'm just telling about a overview of the subject, that what are the things that you are going to learn throughout this semester. So this is your lecture zero basically. So uh, what I'm saying is that data, our data is break down into small packets, right? Try to understand in this manner. I'm not going into the detail, but just want you to understand the things what I just want to convey you, right? So we have this packet 1, packet 2, packet 3, right? Try to understand this thing. So this is the entire data, and there is a problem, there is a limitation that entire data could not able to send, right? If the size is more than something, some value, right? Suppose 1500. If our data size is more than this much, then what is the alternate? Alternate is we have to break down that data into some form of packets. So that's why it is said over here that data is transferred in the form of packets. What it means that we are going to transmit the packets P1, P2, P3 over that uh, network, and this network has this capacity, right, to carry the data not more than this much unit, suppose, right? So what we need to do is we need to divide them into some size of these packets, and then we have to transmit it from one place. So here the data which we are talking about, this much, is breakdown, and then through this wired medium it is going to reach to this location, right? Like this way, P1. Here we having P1, P2, P3. These three packets are there that need to be reached over here. So one by one, packet 1 is reached, then might be packet 3 is reached, and then they are waiting for packet 2 to reach over there, right? So once the packet 2 is reached, now you can say your entire data is reached, and then we can form the data complete, right? So that's why we are saying here that data is transferred in the form of packets. Yes, yes, class. Any doubt? Yes, class. Any doubt? Yes. Let me ask you by your name. Yes, Harpreet Kaur.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Harpreet. If you have any doubt, you can ask.
No, sir. No
Is it
doubt.
clear?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm moving further then, if you don't have any doubt. So according to our syllabus, then in our unit, the important thing that we are going to discuss, right? So logically, what we are saying that data is being transmitted from one node to another node in the form of this kind of layers, right? We having these layers that are 7 layers, right? So you can see over the hierarchy, right? On the topmost, we are having application layer. Then we having a presentation layer. Then we are talking about session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer, right? So application layer, for example, you are making use of Gmail, right? So you're having a Gmail, you having an interface where you could able to click on the inbox. You can able to click on the compose, right? You can able to click on that, attach the attachment, right? You have that clip over there through which you can able to attach your file, right? And then you can write the subject. So all that interface is basically we are talking about in the application layer, right? And how the data is going to be presented, that will be taken care by presentation layer. Then we are having moving to the next in the hierarchy, we are having the session layer, which is talking about that secure connection will be maintained between that communication, right, before sending the data. Then there will be a transport layer, that how multiple application can be distinguished, right? So it means that in a system we are not having only a single application, we are having a multiple application, and all those application are distinguished with the help of port numbers. And if you have seen that if we talk about FTP protocol, that is file transfer protocol, if we talk about some other mail protocol, STMP, right, or some other protocol like HTTP protocol, right? So all these protocols are holding different port numbers. And why we need this thing? We need this thing in order to distinguish them from each other. Otherwise, it may could happen that you are using a Gmail, right, and you're receiving a data of YouTube, and suddenly you will start watching a video in front of you, right? How we can avoid this thing? With the help of this socket programming, what we can do is we can transmit the data which is running on one system or in a one process of a system, which is communicating to the uh, process which is running on some remote location, right? So over here I am talking about transport layer. So transport layer is basically tell us that actual data communication take place between one process to another process. We will talk about this thing. All these layers will be discussed in detail uh, when we will start with the lecture. This is just your an introduction part today about your subjects that we are going to learn. Then we will talk about the network layer, right? That how data will be delivered, right, or forward to that particular network, or it will deliver to that host. So that responsibility is taken care by the network layer, right? So you can see over here that each and every layer is basically serving the upper layer or the lower layer in some context, right? So they are basically on the receiving side, you can see that the direction is moving from the physical layer to the application layer. And in the sending side, you can see from the application layer, it is going to the basic layer, that is the physical layer, right? And over here, we can see we having an internetworking devices which allow us to connect with the network, such as routers are there, such as switches are there. Now you can see this goal. You can see this round and this square box over there. This rounds and square box could be easily distinguished, such as these are the switches, right? So you can we name them as a switches. This is are the switches. These are the routers, right? So I will tell you what are their role and responsibility. But just to remember, please remember this thing. Router is basically used to connect different network. When we are talking about different network, that could be done with the help of router, right? And in a same network, when we want to extend the ports, or when we want to extend, or we want to connect more devices, then we make use of switch, right? So you can see that switch and hub, they have the similar task. They fall in the same category type. But yes, switch and hub have some difference that we'll discuss in the next class when we will have this particular topic. That what why switch is better than hub. This question will be um, asked in many interview uh, session, where in if you want to apply for some networking, they say definitely they will ask you that what is switch, what is hub, and why they are different, how they work, on which layer they will work. All these questions will be there. Such type of questions will be there, right? So over here, then we will know that once the setup connection setup from one location to another location is done, from one node to another node is done, then what we need to do is we need to maintain some uh, kind of error detection, or we need to frame them. So data is framed in data link layer, right? And then that data is converted into zeros and ones, right? So and then it is transmitted in the form of 0 1 0, like this way, right? And it will reach to the destination in this manner, moving through all the internet working devices. And now the the things that we have discussed in the sending side will be reversed in the receiving side. So once when the data is received in the form of zeros and ones, it is then segregated with the help of framing. Then we get the packets, right? Then that it will de-encapsulate the IP address, and then find the port number and the data associated with it, right? There will be session layer for maintaining the security between the sending and receiving. Then presentation layer, it will present the data in the form that we want to present it to the application layer. And then on your interface where you are using the Gmail, over there you could able to see the data that has sent by the sending PC, right? So this is the you can see all process which is behind the screen that is working. And you and but you receive the mail in fraction of seconds, right? So but all these actions uh, will be done before you receive the mail, right? So we will discuss this thing in the future class. Yes, Simranjit Kaur, you have a question. Please switch on your mic. Yes, Simran, are you there? Switch on your mic. Yes. Yes, any doubt to anyone? You can ask. Yes, Keshav, are you there? I'm audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Keshav, any
Yes, sir.
doubt?
No, sir.
No doubt.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So moving to the next unit, that what we are going to see is that how we are sending that. So more precisely, we are talking about the physical layer. If you remember in the previous image, the physical layer, and through this medium. So through this is a wired medium. There could be a wireless medium also, but we are using some method through which we can able to transmit from one location, right? So whatever we are saying, right? So if we are talking about if we are uh, uh, communicating an audio, or we are communicating some digital data, then we are making use of such type of techniques, like we need some kind of analog to digital converter. We need क्लास चल रही है? ये हो नहीं रहा लॉगिन। आपका कौन सी क्लास है? एक मिनट, स्टूडेंट जस्ट होल्ड ऑन। Yes, class, just hold on. One of the class from mechanical that has not joined us. I just want to solve this query. Just hold on. If you have any doubt, just keep it with you. I will take that query. Okay. Yes. So what we are doing is we are sending the data in a different form. Like we are having analog data, right? We have digital data. We can make use of fiber optics, and in the form of light, we can able to communicate over that medium, right? So it totally depend upon the type of medium through which we want to communicate, right? In case of fiber optics, we are communicating through light waves, right? So which are having different wavelength, and through that we are communicating from one location to another location, right? Then through that copper wire we are communicating, right? Or through some kind of radio signals we are communicating in our wireless medium, right? So how this thing will be going to done, that will be the basic concepts of physical layer that we're going to talk about uh, in the future class, right? Then next we are going to talk about what is data link layer, right? So if you can see that the layer which we have discussed in unit 1 will be then discussed in detail in every unit, right? We are going to talk about the subsections of data link layer, where you can see it have a medium access control. It has a logical link control, which basically talk about error detection correction methods. When data link layer, it is much more concerned to or relevant to the data behavior or the data which receiver received, and our concern is over there that how the data is authorized, how we can able to check that data which we have received is correct in correct form or not, of some of the